Alright, hey guys, so welcome to Modshowcase for a mod I really enjoy that has been updated to Minecraft 1.21. So, currently there are a few bugs with the fact that Forge is in beta for Minecraft 1.21. So, things like the sharestone currently don't work. The menu to be able to click on things. So I'm going to use the regular waystone to show off what I'm talking about. And before anybody asks, because I'm going to get frustrated with this, I'm going to bring my mic a little close. Before anybody asks, Java mods, that is what I do, that is what I cover, that is what I play. I play on Java. Do not ask about Bedrock Edition. Bedrock add-ons are a completely different thing. They're similar in some ways, but they're completely different. Do not ask about that in the comments. Recently, last night on an old mod showcase, I had somebody ask about that, quickly explained it to him in the comments. Every time I do a mod showcase now, I'm going to say this within the first 2 minutes. I go over Java Minecraft. That's what I play. Alright, so, excluding that, I'm going over the Waystone mod. Waystones, for those that don't know, also in this, I'm going to have the, in the description of the video, I'm going to have the link to the wiki. So, the Waystone, I'm reading this off the wiki, so I'm going to look over here. The Waystone is a block that can be crafted and placed or found in the world. Players can activate Waystones, which allow them to teleport back to those Waystones, using items such as a Waystone, a Warpstone, or Warp Scrolls. Waystones can be used to travel between each other. Players in creative mode can configure a Waystone to be global, which means the Waystone will be automatically activated for every other player and is useful for server hubs. Sharestones is another thing that does the same thing. So, I'll go over how they work. So they spawn in every single biome. There are specific ones for specific biomes. So you have the regular Waystone, which spawns in most biomes, which is crafted with a Warpstone, which how you craft that is 4 amethyst shards, 4 ender pearls, and 1 emerald. Now, the regular Waystone is 3 stone bricks, 1 Warpstone, and 1 obsidian. The mossy Waystone is either a Waystone with 3 vines or 3 mossy stone bricks, 3 obsidian, and a Warpstone. You have the sandy Waystone, which is 3 chiseled sandstone, 3 obsidian, 1 warpstone. Then you have deep slate, which is regular deep slate, not cobbled deep slate, 3 obsidian, 1 warpstone. Then you have black Waystone. You have 3 blackstone that is needed, 3 obsidian, and 1 warpstone. And then the ender Waystone. Endstone bricks, 1 warpstone, 3 obsidian. So, these 3 I know spawn in the overworld. These 4, the Waystone, mossy, sandy, deep slate, spawn in the overworld. Waystone, the regular Waystone in previous versions from 1.16 all the way up, from what I remember, 1.16 to 1.20.6 is, I think, the latest update for 1.20. Yeah, that they have updated recently. These Waystones, the regular Waystones, will spawn in the nether. Now, black stones, I think, replace the regular Waystone spawning in the nether, and then they also did spawn in the end too. So the ender Waystone replaces the regular Waystone spawning in the nether. Now, that's how you craft those. Portstone is, if I go to that, hang on, the Portstones are essentially one-way waystones. You can use them to teleport to any other waystone or colored sharestone matching its color, but they cannot be teleported to themselves. Only the white portstone can be used to teleport to regular waystones. All other portstones are linked to the respective sharestones instead. So, let me grab, I think I have a orange one. Ah, okay, that's interesting. So, as you saw, I clicked on this showcase area, which is this one, which sadly, clicking on this, I don't get the menu. But I can edit it, visible to all, And there's also modifiers which go off over in the end. You will need to look at the wiki for that, because it's very complicated. So, portstones do that. And also, you can travel across dimensions. That's another thing. Annoyingly, it doesn't work. It doesn't show it for the sharestones, which I think is a bug that is going on. Now, if I go back to my showcase area, and another thing I forgot to say is there is a chance that you will get this structure. You also get free glowstone too. You get this structure in any of the villages that spawn in the overworld. It's about a 25% chance realistically. You can go into the config itself. By that I mean, if you have a if you use any mod launchers and stuff like that, like GD launcher, Curseforge, those launchers, you can go into the file for that and then find config, and you can look at the Waystones config to edit that yourselves. I'm not going to go over that because it's very complicated. It's tedious to look over and just kind of map that out. So back to the showcase area. Now, portstones. You have the regular portstone, which is 2 white dye, 3 stone bricks, 3 polished andesite, and a warp stone. Now, this recipe generally is the same except for the different kinds of dye. You have the regular or white portstone. You have orange, magenta, light blue, yellow, lime, pink, gray, light gray, cyan, purple, blue, brown, green, red, black, and that's it. And then excluding the white, the regular portstone, the white one, you have every single similar thing on with the sharestones, ending off with black, starting with orange, ending off with black. Now, sharestones, as I've shown off, can connect to portstones, but sadly they don't have their own teleport interface currently. I don't know why. Now, sharestones are crafted like this. 2 of the dyes that are related, that are available currently. Again, wiki if you want to go look at that. Also have JEI installed too. 3 stone bricks like this, and 3 obsidian like this. And again, I've already shown off, you can have modifiers. If you're in creative, this is only accessible if you're in creative. Hang on, if I go in survival, can I still? I think because I also have cheats enabled. Stop it. Okay, I'll go over that again later. Now, warp plate. The warp plate is crafted with a dormant shard, warp dust, and stone bricks in this exact configuration. There is a gnat flying around. Now, a dormant shard is crafted with warp dust and flint, and warp dust is crafted with an ender pearl and an amethyst shard. Now, that is what that's used for. Deep slate shard, which I don't know what this is going to be used for, but it's going to have a use at some point. Deep slate shard is 1 flint and 1 deep slate. Now, this is very different compared to 1.20 and below. So if I click on the warp plate thing on my bub, warp plates are akin to teleporting pressure plates. Stand on one and you'll get to teleport it to another warp plate. Warp plates are tuned to each other by inserting the attuned shard of another warp plate. So if I grab this one, it will produce a warp plate, a warp shard, an attuned shard. And if I go all the way over here, face it down. Okay, so we got that one and this one. If I place you in there and then hit this one over here, ta-da! You gotta wait a few seconds, but that's how that works. Now, the interface, that you have been seeing so far for the modifiers is the old warp plate interface to be able to create the attuned shards. Now, attuned shards are created automatically when you craft the warp plate. Now, if I go into this, attuned shard. Okay. Now I'm going to read off the attuned shard because you know how that's made. You don't have to craft it anymore. Attuned shards are attuned to a specific warp plate and form connections between two warp plates when inserted into one another. Each newly placed warp plate comes with one attuned shard by default. You can create additional attuned shards by placing a set of ingredients into the warp plate. That currently does not have an interface. No interface, as you can see. Now, there is also something called a crumbling attuned shard, which, again, this currently is not a thing. Hang on, if I type this in here, because fuck it. Crumbling, of course. See, not a thing. But in the wiki, it is a thing, so it's for 1.20 below, not for 1.20.1. So, I'm just going to go over this because they might add it later. Crumbling attuned shards are like regular attuned shards, except they are consumed once used in a warp plate. So, it's a one-time teleport. That's all it really is. And how they're crafted is, if you got to look at the wiki for this because this is not currently available. But that's how warp plates work. And now you have scrolls and the warpstone, which I already went over the crafting recipe for that. So, warp scroll. A warp scroll is 4 gold nuggets, 1 ink sac, and 1 ender pearl, and you get 3 of them. So if hang on. I want to test something. This is bound. You also get bound warp scrolls too. So if I went to the bound. Okay. I'm going over the bound one because this is just a regular warp scroll. Return scrolls, as you can tell, connected to a specific area. The bound scroll is a specific kind of warp scroll that can be tied to specific waystone by right-clicking the waystone with it. It can be used to teleport back to the specific waystone, or it can be given to a player and allow them to easily get to the bound waystone even if they have not activated it. Now, bound scrolls are crafted by placing a warp scroll inside the center of slot of a waystone. And this is an important thing on the wiki currently. On older versions, bound scrolls had a separate recipe and could be bound by right-clicking a waystone. Use the recipe mod like JEI to see the correct recipe for your version. Now, I'm going to see. Now. Okay. So, bound scrolls aren't really working, but return scrolls. A return scroll is 1 gold nugget, well, 2 gold nuggets, 1 ink sac, and 3 pieces of paper. And these are bound to the showcase area, so. Ta-da! Teleports me there immediately. Again, due to the fact that Forge is currently in beta for Minecraft 1.21, some things will not be as they should be in the wiki. Also, certain mod loaders are not working very well with 1.21 Forge, GE launcher, and for myself, the Curseforge launcher. So just gonna let you guys know, if you have multi-MC, please use that for now until the other launchers kind of update and are a lot better compatibility with with Forge, with a more stable version of Forge is available. But this is what is currently available for the Waystones mod. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I will do a further kind of update, a following update whenever things are added. So I'm going to be checking on this mod every so often. I kind of once throughout the entire week to see whenever they update it again. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.